No Ja, no Desmond Bain, but they do have Jaren Jackson Jr., 11 points in the first half alone. Grizzlies were down 1 at the half, and they took over in the third quarter. Jaren taking advantage of foul trouble for Anthony Davis, 11 of his 29 points in the third quarter alone. Grizzlies got up 9, went into the fourth, up 5 points, but then the King got to cooking. LeBron James, 9.7 boards, 5 assists in the fourth quarter alone. Finished with his third straight triple-double, and the Lakers winning 128-123 to stay undefeated at home this year. Caleb, I'm bringing it straight to you. Disappointing result for sure. What did you notice the most from the Grizz in this one?
Well, the Lakers just were better down the stretch. Grizzlies had a decent first half, ended up coming back. Dalton Connect, you can't let him have 19 points. So points off the bench being very important for the Lakers in that 8-man rotation that they run. But yeah, the Grizzlies' speed overall was nice. I like the way that they continue to kind of emerge into this new offense. Luke Kennard looked nice as well. I thought overall, I wouldn't be upset at all if I was the Grizzlies about last night. Jaren, once again, without Bain and Ja coming in clutch, just couldn't get it done at the end. There was a little bit of a call with they were down by 5 points, and it was like a minute left. The Scottie Pippen on Austin Reeves, where they ended up calling the, was it the proximate foul? It's a new rule this year, where who was it? Scottie grabbed Austin around the waist.
Yeah.
And they called a foul where the Grizzlies challenged it. Jenkins challenged it because it looked like it went off of Scottie's hand. It looked like it went off of Reeves' hand, and then they called a foul. That was kind of the moment where, well, they're going to shoot free throws down by 7. Ended up going down by 6. Couldn't get it done. But, yeah, like I said, I would not be upset if I was the Grizzlies coach for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't be upset either. You saw them go down by as many as 15 in that first half, and I'm thinking, oh, here we go. The Lakers are pissed off about what happened last time you guys played, and now they're going to send you a message. It's going to be a very emphatic message at that. But instead, we saw the Grizzlies come back, turn things around, and take a really hefty 9-point lead of their own and really put the gears on the Lakers there. I think for me, seeing that response, and the whole game, I'm thinking, okay, this is what the Grizzlies are like without a bunch of guys. What are they going to be like when they're full strength? And that's what I kept thinking. Like, okay, obviously you want to beat the Lakers. Obviously you need to be getting wins at this time of the year. But there's still so many guys out that it's like when they get those people back, what is this team going to look like? And that's exciting.
This is a great example to me of just not having your full strength roster and wondering what does that look like, to your point. Most notably when they got up 9 points. This is a close of the third quarter. You're 2 minutes left, up 9. You got a lineup of Kennard, Conchar, Smart, Huff, LaRavia. Jaren Jackson Jr. comes out. The start the fourth quarter, you're up 5. Huff, Aldama, Conchar, Smart, and Pippen. And all I can think about in that moment, because when Jackson comes back in, it's about 10 and a half minutes left. They're up 2, right? And all I'm thinking of is if Jaren has to come out in that moment in a full-strength roster, you're going to have a Ja and you're going to have a Desmond in there. Some combination of those 3 players are going to be in the game at that moment to maintain that lead, and they couldn't maintain it, and that's where you see the fourth quarter come in, and LeBron was just LeBron. It felt like he was almost pacing himself to get into the fourth quarter. He had his running mate in AD, and they absolutely took over down the stretch, and I think that was really the difference in the game when you're really hoping to your point, you both say, you can't be upset with this loss. It did feel like what we like to call a scheduled loss almost, right? If you get a win, you're ecstatic about it, you're happy about it, certainly. But you kind of went into that one with LA having not lost at home yet this year, kind of thinking, if we lose this one, not that big a deal. We're waiting on everybody to get healthy. And that's kind of exactly ended up how it played out. In any game where you allow LeBron James to have a triple-double, and your three-point defense was as bad as it was last night. 20 of 41 allowed, three-point allowed. Lakers shot 20 of 41. You're going to lose that game in almost every scenario, and we kind of saw it play exactly into that way.
Yeah, something that I saw in the first half, Zach Edey, even though they went down, Zach Edey had a good first half. And I thought he kind of got outpaced in the second half. You brought up a good point when we were talking about this game, how they moved AD from kind of a pick and roll to a pick and pop. And because of the speed of that, having to stretch out to the wing, Edey struggled a little bit. You saw a couple moving picks late. He ended up having to be taken out of the game too. He did a good job against AD, don't get me wrong, but I think this was a prime example of how much faster the NBA is than college, and you really saw that with Edey last night. And it's just going to take time for him to get back into the swing of things, but everybody was singing Edey's praises last night, and I think that we need to be a little bit patient. It's almost like we're treating Edey like he's the little brother, right? Like he can do no wrong. Kind of what we did with Victor Wembanyama last year.
Anthony Davis shot 37.5% last night. He still ends up with, I think, 21 points. He'd been averaging 32 in this game. Edey did a good job overall. Really, the whole Grizzlies front court did a good job on Anthony Davis in this game. But 12 points and 8 rebounds, so I think you can be satisfied with that on Zach Edey's note. But you mentioned they switched him to the perimeter. Anthony Davis had 11 of his 21 in the fourth quarter. He goes 2 of 3 from 3. And to Zach Edey's credit, like, you are worried about LeBron James getting downhill in the pick and roll scenario, because that's what they've done all night. And credit to JJ Redick for making that adjustment, and probably credit to LeBron and AD as well, recognizing that. But when they made that switch, you could tell the Grizzlies really struggled to adjust. And I think in that moment, that's where the Grizzlies really missed Brandon Clark. And he didn't play in this game, and that's a scenario where I think he would have played a little bit more down the stretch. And also the Taylor Jenkins going with Zach Edey for the most part down the stretch instead of Jay Huff.
Well, yeah, because you saw Jay Huff, he got his first career start last night, and he kind of struggled. And maybe it wasn't the right move to have Edey start. Maybe having Jay Huff start was the right move, but he didn't really fit into the game very well. But Edey he made his presence known in the paint and really was there for a lot of rebounding and just his pressure and his dominance and his physicality, I think, especially through those first 3 quarters, was really impressive. And he even said post-game, we saw kind of a lot of the reaction post-game, and he said, I've never had to defend against action or movements like that before. Yeah. So that's okay, I've done it now. Did I do very well with it? No. But it's a learning lesson. It's like everything in life. You've got to do it once. You're never going to be perfect at anything the first time you do it. You've got to do it, see how to do it, okay, and then you move from there. And you're playing against LeBron and AD, like 2 of the best to have ever done it. So it's pretty hard.
The Grizzlies' defense overall has improved since the first start of the year, where they were 4th to last in the league. They're now all the way up to 5th in defensive rating, which is really good for this team with the pace of play that they're trying to play.
Especially where the guys are missing.
Right. They're 3rd in pace overall. When you play that quickly, there can kind of be this overlap of teams also getting fast breaks on you, and they've been really good at limiting that. And Scottie Pippen has done a really good job. And you talk about when Ja comes back, I almost wonder, in my opinion, Scottie is a better defender than Ja Morant. And I wonder how that's going to play, because Ja's not a bad defender. They don't try to hide him. He's quick.
He has been better this year. I think that's been a point of emphasis for him.
Well, let's see it for the full season. Yeah. But he has been better this year. But Scottie Pippen is so important to how the team plays. And they had a sequence last night where everyone was scrambling to the ball. Something you don't see a lot in the NBA, honestly. And Scottie was a big part of that last night. But overall, I would say that this game they were always going to lose this game. Like LeBron was going to get his get back. AD's playing back in this game. The Lakers look really good this year, but I would say that the Grizzlies are right up there with the Lakers. I don't think that a lot of people expected the Grizzlies to have this record that they have at this point. And if you told me that they're going to have this record without Bane and Ja in some of these games, I would have been surprised and happy, for Grizz fans.
The one guy who has been consistent for this team with no Bane and no Ja has been Jaren Jackson Jr. 29 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals in the loss last night. He's now scored 20-plus points in 6 out of his 10 games played this year. The last 3 games, let me see the full screen for Jaren. 39 and 6 against the Wizards, 20.7 boards on the Blazers, 29, 7, and 2 on LA last night. Triple J has absolutely been showing out. 29 points, 6 boards, 2 steals on average for the year. Rachel, is Jaren Jackson Jr. making an all-star case here early on?
Whew. I mean, it's a bit cool this early into the season. I think he's really stepped up in place of Ja and in place of Dez, and even only Marcus Smart coming back last night. He's really making his presence known on the court and making sure that he's helping this team and carrying them forward like he did a lot of last year as well. But it does feel like he's elevated his game from last year to this year. And we're seeing just the dominance and the continued dominance of that over a stretch of games. It's one thing to go out and put up 39 points one night, but then you often see a guy then come out and do 13 the next night or something. But to be there consistently, putting up that many points week in, week out, especially when the Grizzlies need it with all those guys out, I think it's been a really impressive campaign. I don't know about an all-star campaign quite yet, but
yes,
it's certainly...
No?
I don't know. I'm saying it's certainly
I don't know.
gearing towards a good season for Jaren.
What was really interesting to me, especially from that Lakers game last night, is that Jaren did not let Anthony Davis off the hook. So Anthony Davis was dealing with 5 fouls at one point. JJ Redick elects to leave AD in the game. And I think collectively as a fan, you're like, this is the middle of the third quarter. We need AD for the fourth, and JJ Redick sticks with him. But Jaren did not let him off the hook in the slightest. He went right at him in multiple possessions. You saw it in the video that we started this segment with, and I really enjoyed that because it proved that Jaren is kind of the alpha male on this offense when Ja or Desmond Bane are not in the game. And even when they are playing, there are stretches where the Grizzlies will lean and rely solely on Jaren to get the job done. And I think we saw that last night, that he can carry an offense down the stretch. You were really waiting on him to kind of – he put his shoulder in AD's chest a couple of times. I was waiting for that sixth foul.
I mean, he has to be the guy, though, right now. Like, I mean, he is that guy in some certain sets that the Grizzlies run, and he's really become a better three-point shooter over the last 2 seasons. So, yeah, I mean, it's good that he's doing this. The Grizzlies needed a little bit more help off the bench last night. And I'm saying, I don't want to say, oh, he did his job. That's what you're supposed to do, because he is going above and beyond. I would like those rebound numbers to be higher. Sure. I mean, he doesn't really – last night, maybe they needed 4 more rebounds from him. Down the stretch, the offense was going through him, and I love that because I feel like Jaren has kind of been a below-the-radar guy this year. He's 4th in points per game for power forwards this season. So by those numbers alone, he's not an all-star right now. Will he get there? Maybe, but when Ja and Bane come back, his usage rate is going to go way down. And I think it's fine if he's not an all-star. So I'm going to say no, he's not an all-star this year, but he has all-star potential for sure.
Certainly. So 128-123, the final Grizzlies-Lakers last night. We did have a kind of a special moment, though, between the Grizzlies and the Lakers, and something that you decided we had to put this in the show today. What you got?
I don't know. Take a look at this video. How can you not just enjoy seeing this? 2 Japanese players uniting right before the game. They obviously played in the Olympics together just this past off-season, but to be there, that moment between Yuki and Rui, really, really cute moment, and just like so sweet. Aww. It's crazy because they're the only 2 current Japanese players in the league right now. Mm-hmm. Reuniting on the court, obviously, they weren't together when the Lakers and Grizzlies played here, but they got to reunite last night there. And I think the only 2 current Japanese players, 2 of only 4 Japanese-born players to ever score in the NBA. Which is just a crazy statistic. I was talking to Caleb about it. Like, as someone not from America, you look at the NBA and I think it's an American sport.
Sure.
That's, obviously there's basketball played around the entire country, but it's an American sport. So to see so many different players from around the world now, not only just like being a part of a team, but being a dominant part of a team and just so many things. Cool stat. You ready for this?
I'm ready for it. Drop it on me.
91 countries outside of the USA have produced at least 1 NBA player.
And Japan has what, 7?
4 that have been born in Japan have scored points. I think there's been 6 total.
Okay.
And 2 of them are American-Japanese, but American-born. But
shout out to Yuta Watanabe. Fan favorite out here.
But I just think it's a really cool moment. It just shows how much the game is growing on a world scale. Obviously, some of the biggest names are from around the world. You've got Wemby, you've got
Joel Embiid.
Yeah, Jokic. Like, there's so many players, right? Giannis, heaps of players from around the world, all dominant players on teams. But to see those 2 unite just kind of shows like the progress of where the team's going.
You name an Australian player. Dyson Daniels,
Steven Adams.
He's
from New Zealand. He's from New Zealand. I'm sorry, my fault. I messed up.
It's because there's so many.
Kiwis.
I don't need to always lean into the Australian thing. I did look at how many Australian players there were because I was interested in that. It's been 35 over the course of the NBA. First one in 1991, drafted.
Patty Mills, the GOAT.
Patty Mills he wasn't the first one, but he is.
Patty Mills is the Australian.
He's always going to be
sure,
my favorite Australian, at least for the time being. Someone can overtake it, but right.
All right. Well, the Grizzlies will take on the Golden State Warriors. Caleb Hilliard's Golden State Warriors on Friday. We'll see what they're able to do this weekend. And what will be is that their first Cup game? NBA Cup game?
NBA Cup
first Emirates NBA Cup game.